I can't keep up the pace. Sweet got me up my waist. He done put it on my plate.
Good morning. While I'm sitting here enjoying my coffee, I hope y'all are having a great day. So far, it's beautiful outside. And I was just sitting here while I'm having my morning joe thinking to myself, right? I'm not sure if anybody watches Duran or follows Duran, but there was one segment or interview he was doing where he mentioned the difference between being straight and being hetero. And I'm gonna be honest, at first I was like, oh, brother, here we go with yet another label, another thing to split and figure out and find out and unpack and something else to complicate things further, la da 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 da. And don't get me wrong, I love Duran. That was just my first thought, right? But the more I sit with what he said, the more it makes sense, right? So I'm sitting here watching a podcast, and that's what I do, sometimes in the morning. Get up, have my coffee, and I watch a podcast. The podcast I'm watching features I'm assuming a hetero man or straight man. And it basically is just him traveling. He's one of the more well-known creators that makes content about like travel and going out the country, enjoying different things as black man, blase split. And in one of his sentences, he said, "Y'all know I like to eat, right? I can eat a full meal, or I can eat a snack or something like that." And he says something else along the lines of, even though I can really fuck up a snack, or I can really some about like fucking up food, right? Because he's a food. And then I guess the way he says it, he stops to say, "Wait a minute, should there be a pause in there?" Or and typically when someone uses the word or phrase pause, it indicates that they may say something that could potentially be seen as homo. So they have to reassure everyone that they are in fact not homo. And it was such like a moment that caught me off guard that it really was like, wow, it truly has to be one of the most exhausting things to be a straight man. Because at every moment in your life, every facet of your life, every hour, every minute, every day, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move, what you wear, how you present yourself, it all exists under a magnifying glass through a lens, not of your own, but through how other people receive and or take you or perceive you. And instead of existing just truthfully as you are, and moving as you move, you have to think about those things because you want to make sure that no one perceives you as anything other than straight. If you know that you love women, you know that you aren't attracted to anything outside of those confines or bounds, and you are comfortable within yourself, why do you feel the need to continue to just reiterate, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight? Because at the end of the day, who are you convincing? Are you convincing yourself, or are you convincing other people to buy into your straightness, essentially? I can't imagine talking about food or breakfast or whatever it is that I'm doing, and I have to stop and think about a moment of something being taken a certain way, especially as it pertains to talking about food, and somebody stopping me and being like, well, for a second, I thought you might have liked men because the way that you said you like food, uh, it's the most bizarre thing to me. And I think, I don't know, I think that's one of the reasons why we have so many of our straight and or hetero men go through these uh mental challenges, with their mental health, because at every moment they have to think about things like this. And if they want to venture outside of that, there's really no one to talk to or understand, or a way for them to express themselves without their character or their way of being or who they are being questioned. So I can only imagine how stressful that can be. But I do want us to also get to a point, y'all, where we can just exist in our own beings, how we are, how freeing it has to be to witness. And I've witnessed a couple hetero men versus straight men. Again, the more I think about that, the more I can see those differences. Hetero men being able to truly just exist in who they are because they know who they are, they're comfortable with who they are, and whatever woman they want to pursue, they just pursue, and they enjoy that, and they know that they're going to enjoy that, and they don't have to think about what goes on beyond what they know that they like and or believe in. They can exist and walk and talk and dress and do, and not truly not worry about, oh, well, if I do this or say this or act this way or act that way, somebody's going to think that I like something outside of what I actually like. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to stop me liking or pursuing that thing or that person or that woman. And this goes for, you know, anybody, essentially having to exist in a lens that's not their own. I want us to graduate from that. I truly do. I want my hetero brothers to graduate from the grips of having to reiterate who they are based on what other people think or how other people think they should move. Be happy and exist in who you are. And if you are truly the person that you say you are, everything else is secondary and will fall into place as it should. Cheers.
I can't keep up the pace. Sweet got me off my waist. Heat on, put it on my plate.